Hello, my name is Kiana Kabanje, and I'm the Disaster Preparedness Outreach Program Manager for Washington State Emergency Management. Today, I'm going to talk about how you can be prepared for disasters. Disaster preparedness is easy and it can even be fun. So there are 3 simple steps to being prepared for disasters. The first one is to know your hazards. The second step is to have a plan. And the third step is to build kits. So the first step to being prepared for disasters is to learn about your hazards. So that means learning about whatever kind of hazard is around you, your place of work, your new startup business, maybe your home, and learning about what could happen. By knowing what hazards are around you, you can then prepare for those disasters. So here in Washington, we love living here. It's beautiful, but it does come with quite a few hazards that could cause natural disasters that you should be aware of. So here in Washington, we have just about every hazard you can think of. We have 5 active volcanoes. We have many active earthquake faults. We could have a tsunami out on our coastline, and then we have a lot of disasters that happen more often, things like windstorms, severe weather, snowstorms, power outages. So you need to be prepared for any kind of disaster, whether it's a small one, like getting a flat tire on the way home, or a big natural disaster like an earthquake that could cause other disasters. One great way to learn about the hazards in your area is to use a geology map. So one option is at www.dnr.wa.gov/geology portal. This really interactive map feature allows you to search for any address or city or zip code within Washington and then toggle features on and off to learn about the hazards in your area. The second step to being prepared for disasters is to have a plan. Now, having a plan is really important because when something unexpected happens, you can follow your plan without needing to panic or not knowing what to do. So you need to have a plan for you as an individual and for your family and for your new business. So think about things that could go wrong and what you can do to prevent them or what you can do to work around them. So part of your plan is having alternate routes to and from work or to and from other important locations. You'll also want to teach your staff that that's important for them too. They need to learn how to get back home, maybe in alternate routes that they wouldn't normally use. Another piece of your disaster plan is safeguarding your critical documents. Now, this is applicable for both you, your family, and your new business. You'll want to think about backups and copies of important documents to make sure you still have what you need if a disaster happens. So make sure you have redundancy, have multiple copies of important documents and keep them in separate locations. That way, whatever happens, you'll give yourself options that hopefully you can still get to the important documents you need. Another element of your plan is to practice your plan. It's great to write it all down and keep it on the shelf, but you and your employees and your family, your business, you won't be ready for the disaster if you haven't practiced your plan. So practicing your plan can be very simple. It can be something like a fire drill, making sure everyone can get out of your home or out of your building safely. You'll want to practice where to meet. So if your building, if your employees, if your family, if you need to evacuate, where are you going to go? Are you able to go down the street to somewhere safe, or do you need to go further? So having a meeting location. Part of your plan is also having emergency contact information for your employees. If you have staff, you'll need to know how can you contact them and what are alternate numbers or ways to contact their family members. Another important piece of your disaster plan is signing up for emergency alerts. So throughout Washington, all counties and some major cities have a local emergency alert system. How this system works is you can sign up for it. You can sign up for any local alerts, and then you won't hear anything from them until a disaster is imminent or immediately happening. This is really important. Otherwise, how will you know when a disaster is happening or about to happen? So if something is about to happen and we need to alert you and tell you what to do or where to go to be safe, you'll need to sign up for these alerts. So you can visit our website online to sign up for the most appropriate county's local emergency alert. And that website is mil.wa.gov/alerts. The third step to being prepared for disasters is to build kits. And this is normally the step that people think of when they think of disaster preparedness. They think of stockpiling supplies and having lots of toilet paper, but there's so much more to being prepared for disasters. However, stockpiling supplies is an important element of preparedness. So you do want to have kits. And your ideal goal is to be 2 weeks ready. That means having enough supplies, food, water, and other supplies to keep you, your family, or maybe your employees safe for 2 weeks. So use that as a goal and just slowly over time build up until you are 2 weeks ready. In the meantime, you'll also want to have multiple kits. So a disaster could happen wherever you are, any time of day. We can't predict it or prevent it. So you'll want to have kits wherever you spend a lot of time. So think about your home, your business, your vehicle, and anywhere else you or your family or your employees spend time, and have kits there. You'll want easy, mobile, ready-to-go bags or a bag on wheels, a suitcase, something like that, that in case you need to grab something and leave safely, you can grab your go bag and get out of there. One final thing I'd like to tell you about is called the Great Washington Shakeout. The Great Shakeout is the largest worldwide earthquake drill, and just this past year here in Washington, we had over 1.5 million people practice what to do when the ground shakes. So the Great Washington Shakeout this year is on October 15 at 10:15 in the morning. The date and time do correlate each year. The drill happens each year on the third Thursday in October, and this drill, the shakeout drill, is a really great way to practice your plan, to find out what works in your plan and what you might need to tweak and edit. So being part of the Great Shakeout is really simple. The most basic thing you can do is to practice how to drop, cover, and hold on. So wherever you are on October 15 at 10:15, drop, cover, and hold on wherever you are. It's a great way to build muscle memory. You can also practice your plan. So what will you do after a disaster happens? Maybe it's going to your meeting place or talking with your coworkers, staff, your employees, your family, friends, talking about what would we do if this had been a real earthquake. So being part of the shakeout can be simple, or you can make it more complex and practice more parts of your plan. But it's really simple, everyone can do it, and you can register your business. So to register as participating, please go online to shakeout.org/Washington and join us, the 1.5 million people in Washington who will be practicing how to drop, cover, and hold on. Don't forget that preparedness is easy, and it starts at home. So you need to be prepared as an individual, and then you can help your family be prepared for disasters. Then you'll want to help your staff or your other coworkers with your business. You'll want to talk with them about being prepared for disasters, because after all, we're individually prepared, but only together can we be resilient. So those are the 3 steps to disaster preparedness. If you would like more information, you can visit our website at mil.wa.gov/preparedness.